So being in a competition can be really daunting at times, but can you actually learn anything from it? Of course we can. To get you through to our recent bout of competition, let me first introduce myself. I'm one of 5 architecture students from Polytechnic Nkoma who entered Structural Design Challenge 2014. So basically, Structural Design Challenge is an architecture competition that is organized by UDA Holding Sdn Bhd, open to all architectural students from various public and private architectural institutions in Malaysia. This competition is basically a platform to architectural revolution in Malaysia. So without getting into the nitty-gritty of it, the competition simply asks us to design the facades of 5 upcoming buildings in Johor. And the competition mandated us 3 presentation boards, 1 video explaining our design, and votes. We literally collected votes along the way. So how do you fare amongst the mighty lineup of big and critically acclaimed local universities? We lost, of course. But probably the silver lining was we became the only team from Polytechnic that went through to the top 11, eliminating numerous other universities and other polytechnics, which for us was a huge reason to brag. But does it even matter? Of course not. But if there's anything to take from our experience, is the process of it. The grueling 8 months of sweat, tears and blood, and everything in between was a worthwhile journey, considering what we actually learned from this competition. So basically we found 3 ultimate ways to work with ideas. First, conceiving ideas, organizing ideas, and presenting the ideas. First, conceiving the ideas. To quote from Spanish painter Henry Fuseli, our ideas are the offspring of our senses. We are not more able to create the form of being we have not seen without retrospect to one we know, then we are able to create a new sense. So he whose fancy has conceived an idea of the most beautiful form must have composed it from actual existence. To put it in simple terms, ideas is not created, but it is inherited. So here are 3 steps, our own 3 steps in conceiving idea. First, track the genesis of the idea. Even though we are proud to claim that we have almost 3 years of learning architecture, we eventually had to boil ourselves down to the most basic question: what is architecture? And again, we had to endure a grueling self-denigrating regime of doubt and questions of existentialism just to see these ideas morph into something seemingly cohesive and congruous concept. So basically we came up with reawakening Malaysian forestry as our guiding ethos. But the beauty of starting at the very bottom is it never fails to bring a strong sense of purpose, and a clear purpose is always a good way to go. Secondly, breaking the idea down. One step that people always seem to forget is deconstructing the idea down. It is very important to go through this step because ideas live in a very heterogeneous realm. One idea existed from thousands more ideas. And finally, never stops where the idea starts. The more we dredge in, the more we realize that there is literally an infinite world of ideas living beyond our imagination. So do not stop at the borders of marginalization. Make a cross-disciplinary analysis. So even though architecture is already a dominant discipline to begin with, but we knew that the knowledge of building and tectonics isn't going to cut it. So transgressing the borders of our predetermined intellectual discourse, we recruited biology, technology and architecture as the fuel for our design. So on with the second. Organizing ideas. So churning out ideas probably should be a stroll once you got the rudiments down. But what happens when it becomes a cacophony of mess? Organized in frameworks or phases. Having too much ideas at our disposal, we knew that we had to do something to rationalize all of these ideas. So before really embarking on the design venture, we've constructed a specific framework to make sure our design won't be a hassle once we got to the execution phase. So basically we laid out our ideas into 4 phases of design. First, acknowledgement. Before choosing a strong concept, we've made sure that all inherent factors that govern the place are well understood. That includes objectives and side issues. So to keep our design original, we have also included our design philosophy. Secondly, foundations. Understanding the significant needs of the project, we came up with a concept along with its ideas and theories. Hypothetically, the chosen concept should comprise the best solutions and catalysts from said issues. Thirdly, on the implication phase, all the theories and ideas were transitioned into practice through practical construction methods, and without forgetting the all-important sustainable strategies approach. Lastly, we took a reflective action and predicted our design impacts on three major aspects: social, economy, and environment. So, as you can see, we've pretty much nailed our ideas down into its specific categories. And so we have come to the final step in this chronicle of ideas, presenting. There isn't really all that much to presenting ideas, but only 3 simple tips. Presenting ideas should be direct, simple, and understandable. Thank you.